I made you a millionaire? How is that possible? I didn't do nothing, man. How is the sound quality? New microphone, guys. I made you a millionaire? How is that possible? How well can you guys hear me? Good, good, good. Better than the last microphone? I would hope so. I would really hope so. I'd be pretty upset if it's not. And can you hear the air conditioning in the background? And sweet. Good stuff. We're gonna find a better place to mount this thing because right now it's kind of in the way, but we can do that later. How's your guys' weekend? Way better. Good. Awesome. You guys have a good weekend? Sounds the same to you? What a waste of money then. Best way to study Forex? Um, Best way to study, man. Read books. I would suggest reading books over watching YouTube videos. Plenty of beer, good stuff. This weekend I went to a not whitewater rafting, but like a lazy river type thing, but like an aggressive lazy river. It was pretty cool. Bitcoin pump? Bitcoin didn't pump. $200 is not a pump, dude. Call me when it's at 100K, and then I'll care. That's what I'm selling. Bungee jumping was cool, man. That was a few weeks ago though. Decent trading day for us and the group. Caught a killer euro long here. I'll show you. I didn't vlog the lazy river. I didn't vlog it because my camera would have gotten wet. It's like an aggressive one where like it's glacial runoff and there's a bunch of rocks and huge sticks and branches and stuff. So everyone's boats get popped by the end of it. It's like 5 hours long. So all the camera gear would have been completely ruined. But it was super cool. We got like 20 people going down all at once, bumper boats. Pretty cool. All smashing into each other, paddling. See, everyone's noticing the mic. That's sweet. I've just set it up. And I've got a little mixer here. Here, let me put on some music. Okay. I think I can do this. I said, baby, come get high. And I can adjust it. Look at that. Oh, damn. And then I can lower the Oh my god, so cool. So cool. All right, guys, it is time. There we are. You can see the mic. I gotta remount this somewhere. I gotta screw it into the desk back there or something so you guys don't see it. It's super ugly, isn't it? There we go. Let's turn off this music. Boom. Cool. What country do I live in? Canada. I'm in Vancouver, my man. So you can just see here, I'm just barely waiting on this. 1 second. And let me just give you guys a trade right now. Let me give you a signal. Since you guys are early here, this is a trade taken from one of our traders. He's literally just posted it a second ago, so I'm going to take it right now. You guys can take it. This is a free signal from the signal group. This guy's got a 70% win rate so far. So let me just type in orders here. So limit order 171,232. It's a long, by the way. Take profit, we don't know yet. Stop loss. Here you go, guys. Just for being early, this is what you get. And the take profit is probably going to be a bit higher. We don't know exactly yet. Give it 5 minutes. And then he likes a discounted entry also at 71. What is this? He does a discounted entry also right here. Oh, I think he's made a typo here. 1 second, guys. Okay, we'll skip that one for now. Let me just type this in. Give me 1 second. This is pound CAD. Yep, good. Give me 1 second, guys. Seven. Give me 1 second here, guys. Hold up. Shoot, I put it on the wrong one, didn't I? Right. CAD. We'll start the stream in 1 second. If you are joining right now, there's a trade signal that I've just posted there for you guys that you can follow. The take profit will be posted in a second. Okay. Here. Okay, that's good. Okay, cool. The discounted entry is that actually. Cool. Okay, cool. Let's get started. Okay. Yeah, the discounted entry. So this guy, just so you guys know, he likes to do two slightly different entries. So the other entry is at 71,281. So it's basically right here. That's the second entry. It's just so close, so similar. He just does one slightly behind the other. That's his preference. And then he's going to be shooting for probably around here as the take profit. But he's got about 70% win rate on this setup. So hopefully that hits for you guys. Is the Discord free? It is not free. There is a free side of the Discord that you guys can join. Link should be in the description there for you guys. For the free server where you can just chat, but the signal group is not free. You'll have to pay for that. Cool. Yeah, what was the signals right here, my man? Can you see that? Yeah, good. My camera's not covering it. You can see the trade there, I believe. hopefully that fills for you guys. That'll be great. The take profit, I'll update you guys in a second, and then you guys can see where we're going to be going. Cool. Same stop loss for the discounted. Yeah, totally. It's the same one. It's so similar. It's like basically here, the difference. So I would just put it on the lower one. It should fill both. All right. So EU, my man. No, you should not get in now. You should wait for the entry. EU. Let's look at EU. Okay, we're gonna pull up stop on this one. We're still running this. We're almost hit our take profit. The reason we take this trade here, guys, is we're seeing that the New York Open, we're seeing some manipulation. We're seeing the sweep pattern that we talked about in many videos and in, you know, the first profitable strategy I found. Nice little sweep there. We break it down to the lower time frame and we confirm the trend is actually changing right around here. We get in right before that explosive move. That was pretty lucky, good timing, right? Once we saw that the trend was in fact changing, you can even look at the lower time frame, see, okay, yeah, the nice V bottom, completely eaten up very quickly. So this is obviously going to tell us that it's going to keep moving up, right? After a little fake out to the bottom, New York Open loves to fake out. And then we can just rally back up here. We took our profits right here on the previous highs from the day. And we took a profit right up just past this level right there, right around that teal line there. We were hoping that we would just get a little wick down, wick up, and then wick down. So we kind of grabbed the top there. Now we're just waiting for a little bit longer before we can close that out. Should be closing out any second here, guys. Good plan to move the stop forward on this one, actually. We just take a peek. Should be pulling our stop forward. Okay. Cool. Yeah, you missed the Euro USD setup, didn't you? Have we gone through Euro USD? So we are going through Euro USD right now. So here's the big question that's on all of our minds on the higher time frame. We have this major swing high, and I think most likely what it's going to do is it's going to go a little bit past it, and then it's going to reverse, and then we're going to come back down, and we're going to test all these untested levels, possibly right here as a major point. Let's get rid of that magnet. That's old. We don't care about that news anymore. Let's get rid of a lot of this shit. I still think that it's going to come back down here, all of this untested zone. This is quite the consolidation area, so it's obviously going to show some resistance when it does come back through that. But we see the tops being met right here. That's when we're going to get out. We're going to be getting out at the very tops there. I think it's going to go a little past, though. And then we can reverse back down. So let's just draw something out here, just a little prediction, boop, and then all the way back down here. And to these lines, this level right here, we can possibly sweep those lows right there. All right? That makes sense, guys? How do I find patterns? I don't know what you mean by that, my man. What's the difference between FXCM and OANDA? On TradingView, the difference that I notice is FXCM shows gaps. So let me see if I can find a gap. Look at one that might have a gap. Right here, FXCM shows the gap. OANDA does not show the gap, so I prefer showing the gap. Let's get matching Lambos. What's your Lambo look like, my man? Okay, we're gonna close. What does your Lambo look like? Okay, cool. NZD USD, sure. And somebody was looking at GJ and also odd USD, I believe. Good GJ first. Okay, so important levels right here. Seeing multiple touches of that low. Would love to come back down here. See that nice little sweep there. Oops. This one is what I wanted to get rid of. And then test those lows there. Let me put this on a 15-minute. As of right now, for today, you can see obviously what's going on here. Asia range. Just briefly sum up what's happening here. Untested demand coming into the New York session. All we did was retest that demand, and then now we're going for a rally. Most likely, this is going to continue the upside for the rest of the day. Most likely, unless something really breaks down here, but I think it's pretty unlikely that that's going to happen there. Let's see what this kind of looks like here, that we can see possibly why. So remember, if we were looking at GJ a while back, we were looking at this order block to get filled, right? And we said two things could happen. I just deleted the two lines there. Two things could happen. Comes up, tests it, nice little kiss, it bounced down, right? That's what happened the first time. Second thing that can happen is that we sweep past it and then break down. I think what we were expecting was the sweep past and then the test of right here. If we look on the hourly, I think there should be a level here that's quite clear. Yeah, that's the level that's quite clear, isn't it? Right? Untested zone there. I think we're going to go a little bit higher. Today's trend is showing that. I think that's going to be our target for the long stop. Damn cat. All right. Hello, hunters. Good vibes today, just you? I guess you must have made some money today, man. That's probably why your vibes are good. All right, so let's just draw on this high where the line is. We are actually sweeping that right now. I'm not sold on it yet to get into a short, considering the power of this long move, right? This rally is super, super strong. And if we do want to get short, our first target is going to be right here, right? That's going to be where we're first looking for. You could also take a little bit of profits right around here, right? Little bits right there if we do get short here. So there's a possibility that it breaks down here after it's just swept those highs. I do think it's going to go for one more and come up all the way here. I think I could be wrong, but if we break down below this blue zone, then I would be satisfied looking for shorts, and most likely it's going to happen for tomorrow. And then you could look for your shorts. You could throw your stop somewhere around here. If in fact this is a sweep of this level, then our stop would be right here, right? Does that make sense? If in fact this is the move that breaks us down, right? If it goes right there, then we can enter right around there or on a retest of right here. The retest would happen. See? The retest would happen right about where? There-ish. Our stop would be about there-ish. If it does in fact break down right now, and then we'd be targeting that one, right? Taking some profits along right there, right? That sounds pretty good to me. That's still untested. The rest of this stuff, you might be able to take a little profit here too, just for fun, but nothing major right around here, right? That looks pretty good, but I do think it's going to go up a little bit higher. This is just an if it breaks down right now. If it doesn't, it's going to come up here and then break down. That's what I think. You're going to make money today too, Hunter. Yeah, I already made some money. Made some decent money. So let's look at the... I just got told to take profit for this trade, and it's going to be 71,618. 71,618. There you go, just this high. I know it looks like kind of a funky trade. This is how our trader trades. He trades 1 hour setups. Just past that high. Trades 1 hour setups. And he does it quite well. He does it very, very well. So there's a signal for you guys. How do I identify reversals on the 1 hour and 4 hour? Okay, man. So it doesn't matter the time frame. There are 2 major things that I notice that are signs of reversals for me. right? The first would be the very obvious, the trend has clearly changed. And you can use any means of trend change as you like. You could use a moving average if you want. I prefer using candlesticks, and I prefer watching the levels that are taking us to highs or lows to be closed back above or below, right? So we're looking at the 4-hour here. A reversal sign would be quite clearly, this is a rally, it's a strong rally, and then we start seeing consolidation, slowing down pattern, and then the break of these levels that are bringing us to new highs, right? These are the consolidation levels that are bringing us to new highs. And then we see the break below it. That's a strong reversal pattern. That's a good chance that it's going to happen, right? The other thing is major manipulation moves, such as this, right? You see a previous high, you see the stops being hunted behind it, and then quickly close back below. This is an extreme example that you don't need to be that strong, but something like this, even more. A very strong example. The wick is ridiculous, but we're closing back within. That's telling you that the momentum has completely shifted on the lower time frame, and it's illustrating it that in one singular candle on the higher time frame. So this right here on the higher time frame, let's see what that looks like. Right here. There. Right there. See that on the higher time frame right here? You can see how that on the higher time frame looks like just a complete eat of a wick, and then it shows weakness in the market, comes back for a little retest, and then dumps back down. This is not the best example, but it does show that it is actually breaking down further, right? Okay, let's look at NZD USD. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. So nice. So good. Okay. What's my favorite pair? EJ. EG. EG, probably. EG and EU. And pound. Right. Let's look at odd USD, actually. Yeah. Do you see what I see? Do you see? Oh, what I see. Look at this. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this term, but this is a breaker box. Hopefully some of you know what a breaker box is, but it's essentially right here. It's this box that shows a move to the upside, a nice little fake out, and then a massive dump. Breaker boxes like to be retouched because this is the initial point before the move with a manipulation move before it, right? This is the consolidation. This is where all the orders were resting before the quick moves, right? So it never actually came back to test it. You're also going to notice if you look at the 4-hour or the 1-hour, oftentimes breaker boxes are going to have a untested supply zone right around that area too. This was the breaker box on the higher time frame. You can see untested supply right here, basically the same spot, right? So we noticed that we've never actually come back all the way up to that. Then we touched just this part right there on that rally back. But right now on the higher time frame, we are actually touching it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Again, guys, we're not going to short something like this, but on the higher time frame, look at how bad this downtrend is. And then we're coming back up to retest that. Mind you, this is a massive momentum shift. Look at the monthly candle, right? Monthly candle. We're seeing a stop hunt on the monthly, right? So the logic here goes to a very high time frame, doesn't it? logic of what's going on is on the daily, we're having a massive downtrend, right? But on the monthly, we've just stop hunted and we've shown this momentum shift that I've just explained to you 5 minutes ago. Basically what that looks like on the higher time frame. And then I looked at on the monthly, right? Looks like a terrible, terrible reversal for the bears. Very good for the bulls, right? And look at this. You'll notice where that touched. Untested demand. Boom. It's like clockwork. It's so easy to trade. It's just so easy if you know exactly what to do. Okay. Unfortunately, nobody knows what to do, so too bad. Okay. So what do I think is going to happen? On the higher time frame, this is reversing. There's no way this is going to continue down. There's no way. Look at that. This is going to come all the way back up here on the monthly. All the way there. I guarantee it. But this is going to take years, isn't it? That's going to take another year or two at least to get up there. But on the daily, untested breaker box, a lot of resting orders here, right? We're probably going to come back down here on the daily. On the 15-minute, we're going up. So don't short it until this shows a clear reversal. Anywhere here, like always, guys, we can see sweeps behind, or we can see breaking down, right? Sweeping. Right, so simple. Do I have any books to recommend for Forex education? Oh man, I hate this thing right here. I can't stretch. I'm gonna turn. I gotta stretch like this. Ugh. Yeah, do I have any books? Hey guys, does this button make a sound? When I push that button, does it just mute it? Or does it make a sound? And then there's another button. I don't know the difference between the two buttons. One of them's like a mute microphone, one of them's like a beep, like a buzz out a swear word symbols. Do I have any books I recommend? Probably. What? I don't know if it, but you can check. Oof, hit it. Okay, cool. It makes a very quiet beeping sound like this. Okay, sweet. Sweet. Okay, so it'll be like if I say a right, it'll beep it out. Cool. Sweet. Okay, cool. So books. What's the guy? Trading in the Zone. Mark Douglas. That's a good one. He has another good one too. It's not quite as good and it's very similar, so I would just read Trading in the Zone. If you want a price action based book, maybe Naked Trading will give you some ideas on how to trade. Naked Trading is pretty good for like actual technical analysis, but you'll have to develop your own ideas on top of that. Don't just buy a technical analysis book and then copy what's in it, because everyone else is going to do that. So you know the strategy won't work, right? If everyone does something, it's wrong. That's how this works. GBP CAD. So the first limit order just got hit. So let's see if the second one gets hit here. GBP CAD. Oh, it's so close. The spread. Let's do it. Get it. All right, guys. So let's look at. We already looked at GJ. Look at GU, maybe GU. Sure. A lot of people asking for GU. Cool. enter, man. This is bothering me. It's so close. The spread is bothering me. Spread is bothering me really bad. It's so close. There. Okay, perfect. Wow. Okay, cool. GJ. So we thought it was going to come up, and it did. Didn't it? It did. Okay. Multiple tests on this low, quite similar to a lot of these other pairs. A lot of these US dollar pairs are basically the same thing. Oh, 1 second, guys. She's going to get her hair done. I had to say goodbye. So, how do I spot a stop hunt? That's a good question. Okay. So, first of all, how do I anticipate a stop hunt? Is basically the more obvious that I think people's stops will be. So, you see something like this, most people will think that's a strong support level, right? So, they'll put their stops behind it. So, I anticipate a stop hunt here. When I know that there was a stop hunt somewhere, it's usually just a quick move behind a level. So this was a stop hunt right here. That's a level, quick move behind it, closing back within. Doesn't have to necessarily close back within, but usually that's kind of the easiest way to go about it. All right. Okay, so what's going to happen here? We are looking at this current level here, right? Similarly, we're matching up to the Euro USD possible reversal right up top here, right? Remember we talked about at the beginning of the stream. Pound USD, where are we? Yeah, so now we've gone a little bit past. There's a little bit of a level right here that is untested. It's nothing major, and I don't fully expect it to hold very strongly, but we could see a very good just clean move above. Right now the momentum is very strong right here, so there's absolutely no reason to get in on that, right? Oh, 1 second, I need to okay. Cool. Should you buy or sell GBP CAD? Okay, wait, I gotta finish this. I get distracted so easily. So right here, I think that this is going to continue. The pound is strong, right? I think that's going to continue. But the only option where it does reject here is this purple zone, and only if it breaks down fully all the way back down here, right? Because that's such a strong move. We want to wait for an equally strong move to the downside before we're willing to get back into it, right? For the bears rather. So this is most likely going to continue. Where to? Well, we have a major high here, and we did see an untested level here before. It was tested once before, but there could still be some orders here. So I would like to see this come up to here. This would be the next target, right? There's nothing else major there. This would be the next target. And most likely it's going to hit today or tomorrow, right? There's not really any reason for this to reject here other than that, and it's showing no signs of weakness yet. So that's a good sign for us, for the bulls. That's a good sign for the signal that we just gave off to. It does go hand in hand quite well. We literally just need to hit right here, though. Super easy to hit, actually. Got kind of a funny stop placement, but that's how he does it. What do I think of Coin Trader? No idea who he is. So I think he's a great guy. Probably a great guy. I remember you said that your win rate is not high. Why? I shoot more for bigger wins. You see, if you shoot for bigger winners, your win rate will be lower. If you shoot for lower winners, you'll have a higher win rate. So a trade like this, it should have a high win rate, right? much higher than a trade like this, right? Would you not agree? But if you're shooting for 3R trades, you really only need a 35% win rate to be profitable. Reason for the stop loss is here. I don't know, man. It's not my trade. It's from the signal group. Couldn't tell you too well, but I can predict that he's going based off of this right here. Right? That's my guess. He wants it behind that level. He saw a massive rally here. He's hoping that it bounces right around here and continues up. Right? See that low there? It shows a good sign so far. We might wick down here, maybe, and then continue up. That's the most likely case. What do I think of Forex Broker Killer? No idea who he is, so probably a good guy. I don't know. I'll just assume everyone's good until I meet them, and then they all suck. Yeah. Yeah, 50% win rate. If you're making 2R on average, you're making money. I would like to increase my win rate. I would prefer to trade with a higher than 50% win rate. So I might start being more picky and whatnot and see if I can get that higher up. Yeah, KB Trading is one of my favorite YouTubers for sure. Yeah, I don't actually watch any other YouTuber stuff unless I'm making a reaction video on it. Just because I don't really like watching their stuff because I don't have anything to learn from them. Most of them don't teach anything useful. But KB Trading, he's a nice guy. He's a good guy. He's knowledgeable. He's probably the best YouTuber in terms of like his actual skill at trading. That's my guess. He's probably the best. I actually met his friend here in Vancouver the other week. It's funny enough, KB Trading. I met his friend that he went to school with. NZDJPY. So this was obvious, right? That was obvious there. We have another gap right here that might need to be filled. Let's type that out. Nay, no, go right there. Go gap. That gap will need to be filled. We're going to the upside. I think that is the point. Most likely. Yeah. Look at this. This is a beautiful chart. All these lows, nice sweep, rally, right? Coming back down with the sweep, testing this. That's perfect. Everything's all been tested. This is all perfect. Another sweep there. No test there, but that's fine. Super far away. This is going to rally. We have possible rejection right here. This is the only possible rejection. I would wait for a pullback to a nice zone. Untested demand there. That's probably where it's going to pull back to. Higher time frame dictates we're going to fill that gap. I think most likely we'll do something like this. And then we'll go for the gap fill. Right? I think. Yeah. That looks pretty. What broker do I suggest for a beginner? I got a couple of brokers on my website, man. Most brokers are pretty much the same. As long as you find a decent one, they're pretty much the same. They're all going to have a bunch of fees. I'm personally using FX Choice right now. It's on my website. I don't have many options as a BC resident in Canada, though. I have very few options. Fewer options than the States. But FX Choice is good. Cheap. And they're reliable. Do I know Samuel Leach? Yeah, I've heard of him. I never watched any of his stuff, though. How do you determine the trade of the day to trade on? Like, what do you mean by that? How do I choose specific levels? The levels that are the most important are basically three things. Gaps are one. Gaps show that there are a lot of resting orders there. Another one is demand and supply, right? So moves that were very quickly out of a consolidation zone. This is demand, right? That's an important level to watch. And highs and lows, because highs and lows showed reversal points, right? So most likely there's also going to be resting orders behind there again, right? So that's also an important level. Aside from that, there's no important levels. Those are the only three things that matter. I guess you could argue a high within a range, like this, could be an important level. It's very similar to the demand zone, so be careful. It's very similar. That's the demand zone. Here, let me draw this one here. This is the demand zone, right? This is the high within the range, right? It's very similar. You could argue that that's also an important level, but I don't give a shit about those. Big profit on GBP CAD. Just the highs, dude. Oops. Just the highs there. This looks decent so far. Decent. Oh, sorry guys. Okay, cool. Liquid FX, I've heard of them. I've heard of them as a broker. Do I have proof of profitability? No. No. I don't use those. I have one simply for the Signal group, but I don't use them for my own account. I think I'm gonna do a small account flip, and then I'll show you guys the my FX book. But I don't want it to be attached to my actual account. I'll do a small account flip, and then you guys can see. It'll just mirror some of my trades, I think. How do I feel about Daniel Savage? I don't like people who flex too hard, and he always talks about how rich he is, and I don't like that. He could be nice. He just kind of seems like he's not. It doesn't seem very cool to me. I don't know. People bragging about how rich they are. I just don't like that personality. How can you guys be so dumb thinking I'm making any profits trading Forex? I don't know, man. They can be dumb if they want. How can you be so dumb to watch a video from someone who you don't think makes money? There you go. Everyone will be disappointed if it's attached to my real account. Yeah, well, I'm just not going to show my real account, but I'll do a small account flip. I don't know how I want to go about it, because I see a few other YouTubers do that, and the videos aren't all that great, because it basically just kind of shows a few of the trades. So, and a lot of them are just like, these are the profitable trades, right? So I don't know if there's a better way to go about it, if there's like a more interesting way to show the trading. So I don't know if you guys have got any suggestions, a better way, like a more interesting video than like just a small account flip, right? I don't want to do the exact same stuff that everyone else does. It's just not interesting. I want to create like entertaining content as well as like something educational, right? Yeah, Dan, I don't need to show my FX book to sell something. Some people, they're gonna require to see it. That's fine. I don't need to sell things. I wrote the book that I sell for my own purpose so that I could follow my rules, and then I added some stuff. So it was already done before I started YouTube. I wrote it for my own reasons. And then once I started YouTube, I just added a couple stuff so that you guys could read along. And then that was all it was. So I don't really care. Like if you guys want to buy it, you can buy it. I don't care, right? It's just there. I didn't actually make the book for you guys. I made it for myself. So that's up to you guys, man. If you get offended by somebody selling a service, then you might want to find something better to do, my man. It's like you're going to like Sport Check and being like, I don't like your shoes, so everyone else stop buying their shoes. I don't like the way you sell shoes. You're selling rebranded shit, so everyone else should also not buy it. Just doesn't make much sense to me. But that's up to you, my man. If someone requires an MyFX book to join your signals group, will you provide it? There is a MyFX book for the signals, yeah. But not for my personal account. The microphone quality in the previous videos is better? That doesn't make much sense, my man. This is a brand new microphone. I would have thought it'd be a lot better. It might be that the air conditioning is on in the background. Yeah. Yeah, so the stuff that I sell is not free on YouTube. It's my own created my own personally created trading strategies, right? The stuff on YouTube is usually just like repurposed stuff, like how to use Fibonacci's, right? That's what people normally sell. That's not what I sell, because that's not how I trade. I trade my own method. Just so you guys know. Thoughts on Falcon FX? He creates a lot of like generic videos that his stuff. I watched a few of his things, and nothing seemed valuable to me. But he does seem like a really nice guy. It just seems like a lot of like generic, what's the word? Generic like help advice, right? That doesn't actually really help you with anything. If you're making money, don't flaunt it or show it for more reasons y'all are thinking about. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really like telling you guys all that stuff. Okay, cool. This mic is actually better. Maybe he just liked the sound of my voice in the previous videos, because this is probably like a different sound. I'm 26. This has a squishy sound. I'll have to record something. This is the first time using it, so how to trade like how to not trade like gambling in your experience. So you have to create, first of all, you have to create a system, right? That you know is going to be profitable in the long run, right? So there's two parts to this. There's risk management, and then there's creating the system, right? So creating the system is the hardest part. You're going to have to come up with some sort of idea, right? You're going to have to ask different people. You're going to have to create your own idea. You're going to have to look for different patterns in the market and basically play based off of probability, right? So you say that human psychology dictates that whenever they see this pattern, they're going to react a certain way, right? So let's say you see a V shape like this, right? And it's completely eaten up just as quickly as it was destroyed, right? Then you can say, okay, human psychology then dictates that this is now a momentum shift and there's now greed in this market after there was that fear, right? So then you can enter your trade using different parameters and backtest and find eventually a system that will be profitable in the long run. Second thing is just managing your risk. Managing your risk is super, super easy. I don't need to explain that to you. Bet low, follow your strategy. What's the base of my strategy? So I'm pretty sure I'm going to make a video actually today, I think today I'll make a strategy video. And it'll be, my strategy is a bit more complicated than most people's like YouTube strategy videos. So it's going to have to reference other videos I've made. And I'll post it and it'll be somewhat generalized. And maybe in the future I'll add even more details. But I'll show you one of my strategies. I have a trend trading one and I have a counter trend trading one. The counter trend trading one it's incredibly powerful. The trend trading one, not as good, but I'll do the trend trading one because it's more universal. The counter trend, I basically can only use it, you know, a couple times a week. Guys, you need to put in work to make a profitable system to trade Forex, but believe me, not worth to buy his book for 500. Yeah, I would agree with you, dude. Don't buy my book for 500. I would agree with you. I have it there in case somebody wants it, which some people do want it. They want like the quick, here's the step by step. This is what you do. These are all of my strategies. This is all my market knowledge, right? All in like one book, very easy to read. Some people want that and they don't care. $500 isn't a big deal. Those are the people who should buy it, right? The people who should not buy it are people who only have $1,000 and they're learning to trade. You can learn everything over a longer period of time in my streams, in my videos. Don't buy my book unless $500 is not a huge deal for you. That's my suggestion, right? I completely agree with you. Don't buy anything for that matter. I would suggest some mentors though. Look at UC. Sure, yeah, good. Let's look at a trade. Finding a mentor was the most valuable thing for me learning. I actually bought 3 different mentors learning. Cool. So this target got filled that we were talking about last week. I think, is it filled now? Not quite. I'm going to dump down a little bit more. You can see obviously on the lower time frame here, right at the New York Open, we're seeing the manipulation, a little bit behind this consolidation range, and then completely dumping back down, breaking below this low right here. And then we're retesting it, both right there, continuing back down. We're going to continue over here. And then we're going to have to watch to see the reaction here. So initially, we took a trade right on this wick there. We took a long, and then we longed it up here, and then we were waiting for this to come back, right? Naturally, it tested there first and then came back. We are looking for more further upside here, as long as this shows support. It's possible that this breaks down, but if you guys remember, this was the area, the gap, the major area of demand on the massive weekly level, right? You guys remember this? This is the important zone, right? And then we think it's going to start rallying back up here, and we think it's going to hit these 1.72 area, right? 1.472, right? That's what we're looking for, but that's going to take a while. So what we do right now is we wait for the blue to hit, not before, right? And then we watch to see the reaction, right? So again, 2 things can happen. Trend reversal, breaking up, sweeping the lows. or massive sweep, right? Two things can happen. If neither of those things happen, we continue to the downside and we look for the next level. But I think most likely it'll go there, targeting up here at first daily trades, right? Day time frame trades. That's going to be the first target. This is going to be the second target. Easy. So easy. Oh, Dawson MP 123. You bought the book and it's worth every penny. If you can't afford it, work harder. There you go, man. That's exactly what I think. If you can't afford $500, then you just gotta work harder. That's totally right, dude. I actually wanted to add some more stuff to the book. Because as I get better at trading, some of the stuff gets a little bit old, if that makes sense. It's like older strategies, but I have added a second book there that kind of summed up some things. Yeah. But why don't you make it cheaper for new traders? The value that it offers is worth well over $500, in my opinion. I can price it at whatever I want, right? I don't want my strategies to be out there for everyone. So I wanted to put it at a high value, right? It took me a lot of time to create this knowledge, right? So I don't want to sell it for $100 because I don't want everyone to buy it. It's as simple as that, right? Because 90% of the following here are new traders. Yeah, new traders don't need a book. I'll tell you that right now. New traders shouldn't buy anything. New traders should learn the basics, and then once they get stuck, then they should look for some sort of help somewhere. Do I trade the news? No. Never. Never, ever, ever. Website is hunterfx.co. Do I make a lot trading? Honestly, I make more from the signals now. But I make enough from trading that I can live off of it. Mind you, the signals, it's a bit difficult because there's 14 people involved in the signal group. So I'm paying everyone out. But it's a business, right? So it's all done legal business stuff. All this jazz that I don't need to get into. That is a business. Do I hedge? Sure. If I see two different setups, I will hedge, but rarely. Okay, any indicators to add an edge? The only indicator I would suggest, if you're trading naked, is the sessions, so that you can see what time of day it is. That's the only indicator I would suggest. The UC signal? There is no UC signal. Unless you're talking about GBP CAD. That's from the signal group. It's still kind of flat here. Still kind of flat there. Now I can't keep you guys updated with this, but sometimes he closes the trade early, by the way, from the signal group. So, but he uses the hourly time frame to close it. So every hour he looks at the chart. Every hour he looks at the chart, and depending on where it is, he will keep it open or he'll keep it closed, or he will close it. I won't be able to tell you guys after the first hour here, but it looks like he'll keep it open because it hasn't done anything yet. What do you think about Dante? Dante is really cool. I think Trader Dante trades very, what's the word? With intuition a lot because he's been doing it for so long. So he's a decent teacher, but a lot of his stuff when I was watching, it doesn't seem to like, he didn't break it down super clear. Why trade at all if it make more from the signal service? Eventually, trading will make more money again. See, if you guys want to learn how to make a lot of money really quickly, you don't do it from trading if you're starting with low money, right? So if you guys know, if you're not new here, you probably already know that I went full-time trading in February, where I then realized I had enough money that I could live off of without actually working, right? So that's not actually a lot of money. That's enough money to just live off of, right? So to actually make a lot of money trading, you're going to need a lot of money, right? And compounding growth is not super, super quick. Running a business, you can make a lot of money very quickly if you're a good businessman, right? So it's an incredibly good combo to combine different sources of income and then use trading as your long-term source of income when you have big money, right? So you can do something like opening some sort of business, Amazon FBA, drop shipping, stuff like this. Yeah. Have I learned anything on institutional trading? Yeah, I trade institutionally, essentially, yeah. I started trading only a few years ago. What is the signal group? It should be in the description, my man. $300 a day. Yeah, 300 a day, man. See, to trade with proper risk management, to make 300 a day is gonna require a lot of money, right? What's let me just make sure I'm not getting my, let's say like 100K times 0.01. So if you have 100K and you make 1% a day, which 1% a day is very good. 1% a day is incredibly, incredibly good, and you should not aim for that. On average, if you average 1% a day, you should not be aiming for that because it's very good. But if you have 100K, you can make, let's say, divide that by 2. There you go, right? You're going to need about 100K to be making 300 a day. That's my guess. Because that's then 10% a month, right? Do I teach institutional trading strategies? Yeah, pretty much. ICT, I know lots of his stuff. He is my favorite teacher. He's not the best teacher, but he's got very good strategies, and I combine them into my own strategy. Uh, After I had become profitable, I learned about ICT, and I was like, oh shit, this is quite similar. Let me combine some of his knowledge into mine, and it's really good. Yeah, 1% a day on average is incredibly good. You know why? Because that's 20% a month. 20% a month is incredibly good for one trader to make, right? Because you only got 20 trading days in a month. And personally, I only risk 1% per trade. So that's 20R per month. That's very, very high. A good amount is 5 to 10R per month. That would be enough to live off of if you have, say, 20K, maybe 20, 30K, something like that. Say 30K. You have 30K and you make 10R a month, risking 1%. You're making 10% a month. Times, you're making 3 grand, right? You need 30K minimum to live off of, I think. That's my guess. Yeah, 20% a month is pretty much the best of the best if you're trading properly with proper risk management. Do I use harmonics? No. Better goal is not to say how much you will allow, not better goal is to say how much you will allow to lose per day, not make. Yes, Harry Potter. I 100% agree. You should never have a goal of what to make per day. You should have a limit of what you will risk. And my previous risk was 3%, which was 3 losing trades. Now I actually only take a couple trades a week. So it's kind of impossible for me to hit that limit. The most I'll ever lose in one day is 1%, because I will only ever take 1 trade in a day. Right? That's my personal bias now. I have taken a step back from my personal trading, and I'm only going for the best of the best now. There's no need to trade every day. Few trades a week, still very profitable. Consider this. You take 3 trades a week, risking 1%, and you make, let's say, you make 1R on one, you lose 1R on another one, and then you make 2R on another one. Right? So you've made 2R in a week. Times that by 4, you made 8R that month. That's incredibly good. That's all you need. How much did I start with? I don't know. A bunch of people asked this question, man. It's kind of a hard question to answer. You can start trading with $100, yes. You're not going to make any money, though. You're most likely going to lose the $100 trying to risk all of it in one go, trying to make money. Yeah, 1% a day, 22% a month. Yeah. I'm just going roughly. It's roughly 20% a month. Is 15% a week too ambitious? Yes, that is incredibly high. If you think that 15% a week is possible, then it is, first of all. But you're being incredibly risky, and the only way that would be okay in my books is if you are one of these guys that has a lot of money and you just prefer doing account flips. So let's say you have $100,000 and you just prefer flipping $1,000 over and over with incredibly high risk. That's the only case that I would say, because then you're really only risking 1% because you're risking the $1,000, right? That's what I would say. Thoughts on Elliott wave? Too confusing to do. And you have to match your waves with everyone else doing Elliott wave. So it's too much up to your user input, your user thoughts, and it's not a good system to follow, in my opinion. R is risk. 1R equals one times what you risked. So if you made 1R and you risked $100, you made $100. You made 2R, you made $200. Alright, guys. That's a ton of talking. I'm not going to look at any more trades. I'm going to go. Hopefully the microphone was good. I got to get some stuff to do. Best performing trader that I've ever seen. I haven't tracked all of the best traders. I'm sure there's people that are... I can't answer that question, dude. There are people that have been doing this for 20 years that those are the best traders. The people that I know and that I've actually viewed their stats, they've only been doing this for 5 years. But the best traders I know are in my group, I think. I'm just trying to think if there's got to be someone else. I just can't think of them. There's tons of good traders. There's tons. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.